Hello and welcome to this episode of Read, Play, Game. I am Jess. I was the game master for Kids on Bikes and the rules lawyer as well.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I played Jennifer and then Laurel.
Hi, I'm Anish. I played Varun.
I am Tori, and I played Miss Siggy.
Hi, I'm Margot, and I played Mandy.
Hi, I'm Mfon, and I played Abe.
Thank you so much for listening to this arc. This is for those not familiar, if this is your first episode of Read, Play, Game, this is the game discussion episode where we're going to talk about our experience with the game we just played. We've already had one of these for Kids on Bikes, but this is our second go around. Get our thoughts out here, talk about the mechanics again, and also newer mechanics that we interfaced with. And also, we just want to talk about our characters and stuff. So if you haven't listened to the other episodes, you're probably going to want to go back and listen to them. A lot of this shit isn't going to make sense, but if you feel free to skip it if you don't. This is probably one of the least skippable episodes of one of the least skippable arcs of Read, Play, Game in terms of any of the given episodes. But do whatever the hell you want. Let's game a little bit if that's cool.
Yes. Why don't we front load Emma and A?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
All right.
It's my first time having a major character death in a game that is not designed for your characters to die. You know what I mean? Like kind of died in Heart.
Everyone died in Heart, pretty much.
This is my first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like the goal of Heart. What's up, Anish?
Well, I just want to clap for Jess.
Yeah!
Wow. Wow. You must have been juggling so much.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, big plot. A lot going on. That's funny. We could talk about what we talked about with the journals and stuff.
Behind the screen.
Yeah, we have a whole recording of us talking about that too that maybe we could do something with. Yeah, I recorded our conversation immediately after Jennifer died. Emma and I got on a call and we planned pretty much all of that, the journal stuff, and Emma pretty immediately wanted to play Laurel, which that was a really cool
choice.
and inspired choice.
I was like, why is Laurel in this damn alley? Like, go away.
Yeah, great choice.
Thanks.
Great reveal.
Yeah, I was really excited about that. I thought that was a cool, and none of us expected Jennifer to die. So
Emma, Jess, was the glazed over for a decade somehow related to this occult, or was it just like grief and like
it was not a cult.
numbing
it wasn't
myself?
Grief. It was her like husband slowly turned her into like an indoor dog or an indoor cat, and then she started drinking every day and getting comfy, and then when he cheated on her with her sister who was stupid, she was like, might as well go off the deep end, like I'm not part of this life anymore.
In the words of in Gone Girl, she became the cool girl.
Yes. And I think if Jennifer had not died, she would not have woken up to any of it. Like, it was like, he's taking care of my family. Like, it's my family, and that's what's important, is I can just hang out. And then it was
something I struggle with as a GM sometimes is just that I do, like, I try to piece together the right way to give information out, because I've got so much of it and I don't know when the right time to give which information is. So there's a lot of stuff that was related to that and was like I think behind the scenes that I was like not sure exactly when to, because there's a lot, there's stuff that you didn't figure out, like that you guys didn't technically don't know about that was happening, but that didn't really, that was the point, was that, and I got like the cult was kind of a red herring, I think, in that it really wasn't related to anything. It was the Red Bay Killer stuff, but I guess it was kind of connected in that the cult was... the bodies, the bones there.
It was very much connected, yeah.
Wait, so was the cult sacrificing people?
They were killing people.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so they were bad.
They were bad for sure,
yes.
and they were going
sure.
around killing people, and it was in the name of these god entities.
It's just kind of the god entities aren't necessarily quote unquote real.
Yeah.
Right? Like the magic was happening because of this other shit that was going on.
Oh, because of the experiments created the entities.
It's just
and
not
then
supposed
the
to be
cult saw
formatted
the
like that, and
entities
I'm really
was
not.
like, oh, this
I think I just wasn't sure what the structure of the narrative was supposed to be. But
I mentioned this in the newsletter, but I don't think I've been as like in a game role playing wise as this go around of Kids on Bikes, and that made the Jennifer death sting so much more.
Yeah.
I think it was so. It speaks to a game that elevates a storytelling experience before anything else. The vibes come first for sure. I'm not sure if I like the combat though.
There's not combat.
Yeah.
it's just not supposed to be formatted like that, and I'm really not. I think I just wasn't sure what the structure of the narrative was supposed to be, but
I think it's hard to I think this is a flaw in the game. I don't think that it makes the game like not worth playing, because I think you just navigate it at your table. But like it's hard to come to a big conclusion without having a fight. Like it feels a little anticlimactic if there's no fight and the game doesn't really have tools for doing that fight.
And a lot of the times, a final quote unquote fight is more like a confrontation with multiple things happening at once. There's tons of different ways to do like a final confrontation. I just don't think this game really facilitates the
like time,
fight
like
aspect.
the
Yeah.
in-sequence actions. They don't have a ton of
Yeah.
stuff for that.
I had a similar kind of struggle with the first Kids on Bikes part too. And what I really admire about this game is the character creation and the ability to create so much lore that people are invested in. I think was the character creation and world building. I think that I'm really glad that I got to incorporate a lot of the stuff that you guys came up with when we were doing that world building stuff, because, I think that I wanted you guys to be more interested in it than the first one. I wasn't able to do it as much because it was very short notice, but
No, you did a great job. Like a really good job. Like incorporating all that stuff I thought was cool.
Yeah, the old man Sue reveal.
That was crazy.
Whoa, insane.
Anish, I loved your
Wow.
funeral speech too.
That was crazy.
twist at the end.
That was good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, just texted me before the session like, do you think Varun would give a speech?
because I said you were invited to, but you could accept or decline. And I did think you would decline, honestly.
And
In
he had
that
ulterior
moment,
motives.
I did have ulterior motives. Gosh, I don't think we mentioned it on air yet, but the recording sessions for these games have been like 2 months in the making, essentially. After Jennifer died, there was like a month-long break, and now we're jumping back into this session, and it's to hold this story in for so long. I'm so relieved that we got there in the end.
And Emma and I were talking like the whole in-between time, just in general, kind of going back and forth about how we were going to integrate that character in.
I wrote the vast majority of the journals the day after.
Wow.
And then went back and added stuff in.
I would highly recommend going and reading some of them. They're pretty
So
devastating.
good.
No,
Very sad.
The last one, I was reading through it. It fucking June 22nd. Mandy said she'll come to the party with me. Smiley face. Everyone will be so fucked up anyways. No one should notice we're together. I'm so excited. The summer is turning out okay. That shit hurts, man.
What I would recommend is control effing your name.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then finding
no, that-
and then
yeah,
finding your
yeah,
mentions.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
That shit, like...
Well, the line that really got me was at the end of the February 18th one where Jennifer jumps in the pool with Matthew, and the line is, "I wouldn't have jumped in, but I didn't want Matthew to be alone."
That's crazy.
My favorite
Valentine.
Oh wait, you go.
Sorry. I was going to say Valentine's Day was really nice. Miss Siggy opening a bowling alley soon, and Mandy got us in early. It wasn't up and running or anything, but the lights turned on and the stereo worked. It's going to be nice there. Mandy put my earring in right away, which I think is a good sign. I think she liked it.
Oh,
My favorite
Damn, girl.
My favorite part, so the conceit of the journals is that she starts writing stuff down because she wants to be able to remember it clearly because she thinks she's misunderstanding situations. So she's like writing stuff down. And my favorite part of the whole thing is June 9th, Abe left today. She'll be gone all summer. June 12th. It's hard to think about things with Abe not here. I know I'm missing everything. I don't know if I want to have their details written down. And then there's not another journal entry until Abe is back in town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's called storytelling. That's called environmental storytelling.
Mm-hmm. It's like video game in
No, it
here.
was really good.
these characters rock. These characters rocked, and I think a character death as potent as the one we experienced really was interesting. In a game that's so narrative focused, I've never had that experience before, and I think we all kind of killed it. No pun intended.
I loved all the side characters too. Chad is fucking great.
Oh,
Chad, everybody at that darts party.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they were all so funny.
I'm kind of mad I didn't get to see him again.
Chad.
Hey,
No, the whole group.
Oh,
The
yeah,
whole
yeah.
gang.
so fun.
hey, there could always be a third one.
They were at the funeral, probably.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
the whole town came
Diane
out.
Soon is like,
Wow.
I beat another one.
Oh my!
There's like a Twitter account that's like things that Diane Soon has outlived.
Outlived Jennifer
Oh, and Matthew.
and Matthew.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's great.
I think that this game, like, definitely is for smaller or shorter, like, sessions, because you can definitely, like, when Jennifer died, I was like, oh, shit! And then that 2 months, I was like, well, we have to have a session right now because Jennifer fucking died. And to have to go into, like, a really long game, I'm just like, oh, I can see why, like, there are, like, breaks and, like, you come back after, like, time away. Because that week, when Jasmine, you were like, yeah, it's going to be a week has gone by, I was like, that's genius. But I'm like, that's also built into the game. So, yeah.
Anish, I just have to ask, what's on the horizon for Krusty the Cat?
I think Krusty's not gonna improve. Krusty is just gonna stay Krusty forever. But I think Krusty was just born this way. And in a sort of, you love it for what it is. I'm just gonna appreciate Krusty because I think this is truly the last thing Jennifer gave to me, and I need to take care of it. Like, it needs to be taken care of. So, yeah.
In the party sequence, I was so floored by Mandy's jealousy of the other girls, because Jennifer was so locked in that was hilarious to me. Like, I did the, like, double kiss on the cheeks and I wasn't even thinking about it. And then, like, I think it was when we were doing the Troika sequence and it was like, all those other girls are so pretty. And I was like, the fuck are
Yeah,
you
you can see it
talking
in your
about?
face.
Like, Jennifer was locked in.
And also, I love for the funeral, Jess, you're like, yeah, Cyrus notably doesn't have an accent, and Mandy's like, okay, and so I'm at the coffin.
Oh yeah.
LOL.
I
just-
totally forgot about the.
Are you-
accent
I had
thing.
way too much shit I was trying, like information I was trying to dump
This
on
is
people.
actually crazy. There's so many twists and turns. Do you want to explain this one, Abe? You want to explain
Oh,
this?
You're not British.
I'm not British.
I knew it.
I'm not British, and I was going to not be British, but then Siggy threw that crumpets and tea party in front, and like with the whole town coming, and as a newbie, I was like, oh shit, they really think I'm like they think I'm from Manchester, like, and I lived it, but I don't know how to say like, oh no. And so I just went along with it. But then like Jennifer died, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not gonna pretend anymore.
Yeah.
And then also my dad is in town, so
That's
That's
great.
so funny. That's crazy.
That is why I didn't play Abe and Troika.
Oh.
I was scared that I was going to drop the British accent and actually do the reveal because I knew about that one. That was a little...
That's funny. So fun.
It's been a while since we had a game episode. What else do we talk about? Is there anything else that people have questions about? What were our thoughts on the system? What were our thoughts on the story? What were our thoughts on our characters? Anyone have futures for the characters they want to go through?
Oh yeah, I'd love to do some epilogues if we have time.
Do we do the epilogues in the game?
I think we did
we
last time. Or we did it at
No,
the
we
end of the
didn't.
play
But I don't
session.
think that. Like, I think that the epilogues. I think we can. That's more when you have directly in mind another session coming.
Gotcha.
And, you know, we did that last time because we were talking about having a second one. And if we do ever have a third one, I think that that's a later conversation. I don't think we have the immediate intention of doing a third one after this, unless we have this conversation. So like we don't have to put them in the read episode or the play episode, I guess is what I mean.
Oh.
We could too.
Well, I would want to know what people are... Like, what's next for people?
Yeah, what they do, what their epilogues.
I'm interested in talking more. I just want to front load y'all. So like y'all get all your thoughts
I've
out now,
said
and then
what
we
I've-
can.
I'm
do
done.
Your codas or whatever.
Yeah, I said all this stuff.
The aftermath for Laurel.
Oh, Laurel's whole goal was to kill her husband. Or I think it was specifically to make him pay. I don't think that she becomes an upstanding citizen or anything. I think that she probably becomes like a weirdo of the town and writes a lot of hit pieces on him. Maybe she joins the newspaper and just like smears. Her new goal is to like make sure that the company is totally dissolved and to like dismantle every piece of technology in there.
I think Varun. I think we get images of Varun back at home with his dad, and more crying. I think there's just snapshots of Varun continuing to talk with his mom and kind of fighting that legal battle. I'm not going to let her give up. And I think Varun also spent some time looking for Shadow in the night. Or he takes more night swims than usual.
Stop swimming at night. It's bad. It's bad.
You're not getting
Scary
eaten
situation.
by a shark.
No, this town has shadow monsters that live there and shit. And they're from water.
Yeah, that was interesting too, and I was glad your character was talking about soil and like water and calcium. Somebody's gonna have to
Hydroponics.
explain it to me later.
Hydroponics later.
Yeah.
I only think about it because literally all the sci-fi books I've been reading, they keep explaining how they make food in space, and they're like hydroponics, and I'm like, I know what that is. Sorry.
It was essentially supposed to be like a pseudoscience type thing where they're like, yeah, you can say it.
We were texting about it, the like science of it because I was like, what can I include? What would I know? Type stuff. And that's the me. What like Jess said, like never play games with a biology major. The whole thing was like a reverse photosynthesis, and I was like, that's cellular respiration.
Yeah.
And I
have that.
I didn't mean it literally reverse photosynthesis, but I meant like a process of photosynthesis, but instead like you consume.
Which, to be fair, I didn't say that's cellular respiration. I said, oh, cool. So like this, and this. And then 2 minutes later, I was like, reverse photosynthesis is basically just cellular respiration.
So it was supposed to be like with water and like
life
consuming
energy.
things, then it creates darkness.
Yeah. Like consuming the life energy converts it into a like tangible darkness.
And there was
Neat.
supposed to be a difference between like living creatures and like dead bodies too, that we didn't really get into, which is kind of where it got more out of hand with Mr. Gibson. Also, Ellie Gibson was Mr. Gibson's niece, but that never came up because I don't know if y'all remembered that his name was Gibson.
Is that the vice principal?
Yeah.
I see. What was up with the left arms?
Yeah, was it building a body?
That was
Building a man.
I've been making a man. That was Brett was trying to send a message to several people at once.
Oh.
So
Brett's
none of it was
motherfucker.
really even anything. Like these groups weren't actually linked. Brett had his fingers in everything.
He had his fingers
fucking
in everybody's
hate
eye.
I hate that guy.
Brett.
Congrats on making a really hateable villain, by the way.
I loved y'all's post-funeral scene.
That was crazy.
That was good.
I hope the light finds you.
That was good.
It would have been entirely different, the direction of this stuff, if Jennifer hadn't died. I mean, obviously, but like, especially with him, he had no intention of killing Jennifer.
Yeah, because I feel like he would have been a lot less dour and like depressed.
I think he just kind of went insane at the end. Like, he just kind of like,
Yeah.
It's literally finds a thing to make the world
It's-
better.
yeah, he was-
becomes
Becomes
obsessed with that
obsessed
thing.
of the thing.
That's literally it.
it's corrupted of that thing.
I loved the word, not like wordplay, but just like never have a biology major when Laura is talking to Sue and is like, did he steal your work? And Sue was going for this like, well, does it count as stealing if you gave it to him? And you were like, did he bastardize your work? Like, trying to find like the correct verb.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, really helpful to try to get at the heart of what their backstory was without needing to go into like a, flashback, whatever.
Yeah,
Peak misanthrope.
I certainly could go into it, but I won't.
Yeah, I like that we don't know everything, to be honest. It makes this town feel so lived in. And I think my favorite part of the game system is also the world creation. Making Bonova this fully fleshed out place makes the everyday feel that much more fun to be a part of it. But I love these damn characters, so
Yeah.
I like this
sad to leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nova.
Did y'all get my joke
Sucked, but-
about Varun and physical therapy in the journals? You got to reread them. There's a lot of funny shit in there.
There's a lot of
You're like,
deliberately
I made
misspelled words.
Emma's like, I made a joke.
It was really good. Let me find it.
We should put it on Patreon or something, or like put it.
Yeah,
in
I'm gonna make a like
We'll just
written
put it
version
out.
of it.
Oh, cute.
It's okay. It's right after you get injured, and it's Varun is still really down. Matthew thinks he's avoiding him, but Varun wouldn't do that. It's not Matthew's fault. It just sucks for everyone. Varun said he's drinking a lot of PT, which sounds gross, but it's supposed to help. Like, you're in PT. You're like, I have to do a lot of PT. And Jennifer was like, that's disgusting.
We'll just jump in the pool for that.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to know how Varun injured himself?
Yes.
I think he injured himself on purpose.
Wait, when did you injure yourself?
Mandy's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I had the idea in a split second. I think Varun was gonna pull like this elaborate like physical prank on Mandy and then just like trip her. And then I think Varun saw Mandy with like a cake or something, and then like things clicked and I was like, oh shit. And then the prank went wrong, and then in the process he injured himself.
Oh.
Prank went wrong. How? What was the prank?
Fell off a roof.
Yeah, like fell off or like a bucket fell on his fucking shoulder. I don't know. Something.
That's
And a
so
note
sad.
fell out.
I don't know if
I don't know. It fell.
this is pivoting, but I recorded a behind the screen for this, which we don't have time to listen to. But in it, basically, I talked about obviously my inspiration for the beginning part of this was very Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And Matthew Walker was intended to be, like Laura Palmer, Matthew Walker. It was kind of supposed to be similar vibe to that. But then Jennifer went and died, and that became more of the Laura Palmer than because my whole thought was like the big part of Twin Peaks that stood out to me is the teenage characters in that, and how their lives are so affected by all of the adults around them and they can't do anything about it, and the way that they're helpless. And so, without spoiling Twin Peaks, like, I kind of wanted to really I don't know, focus, because Twin Peaks, you don't really, like, you do have all these teenage characters, but it's all, you're from the perspective of Dale Cooper, who is investigating it, and so you don't the teens don't really team up necessarily. They have all this drama. So there was a little bit of that with you guys didn't really chase that thread, but with
The bisexual?
yeah, the bisexual, whatever, the love triangle, but also I mean, obviously, loosely, I think Dan Jones was supposed to be inspired by Dale Cooper, because Dale Cooper's name was based on D.B. Cooper.
Yep.
And D.B. Cooper's, like, real name is, like, something Jones or something. So, and then Dan was, like, I don't know. There was a whole, but yeah, like, that was, like, what if there was a Dale Cooper type character, but also there were all of these, but we're focusing on the teens, and the teens are doing this thing, plus, Siggy or whatever. But, and if you don't know Twin Peaks and you're listening to all this, then a lot of that probably doesn't mean anything. But
who is DB Cooper?
Right there with you.
DB Cooper hijacked a plane while crossing over the Midwest, or I think maybe, I can't remember exactly where it was. Hijacked the plane and then had a parachute, jumped off of the back of the plane. Nobody ever found him. There's a great video about it.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Kids on parachutes.
I just sent the pic route of Laurel.
I thought this was of Alicia.
No, Alicia looks exactly like Jennifer.
Yeah, so when you first described the funeral, and it was like, you see someone who looks exactly like Jennifer and someone who looks exactly like Abe, I'm like, no way, they're both twins. Cousins and sets of twins.
oh my God.
Which I was curious, how that'd work with Mandy, if it'd be like, hey.
I mean, that was a funny question that you had, Margot, because of the Twin Peaks thing, where, like, they literally, because David Lynch liked the actress who played Laura Palmer so much, he added in her cousin, who was played by the same actor.
The same actor. So I wondered if you were doing a similar thing.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I wanted the whole thing to have a similar feel, so I think that hypothetically we could say that was the case. I don't know.
Okay, codas. What happens next for people?
The people who have not said.
I'll go. I think that Abe will have gone home to her dad and said, this crazy shit happened. Do you want me to stay here? And also allude to the fact that, I don't know. I think she would want to get more information. She would go to Alicia and be like, have you cheated on my dad? Yes or no? Answer carefully. Because if you cheated on him, just stay here.
Was the implication not that happened before they were together?
That happened a long time ago. It's just like once a cheater, always a cheater.
I know. I didn't know.
Well, she wasn't the one cheating.
Well, yeah, but she had an affair with her sister's husband.
Just saying.
It's not a great look. It's not a great look.
He sucked.
It ain't great.
Just saying.
And then after that, I think she would look for Shadow as well to say her goodbyes, because I don't think she would stay in Bonova. I think she would leave because this shit is crazy, and go to Miss Siggy first and say her goodbye, and then find Mandy. And I think she would also give her I think Jennifer had multiple gold bracelets, and so she would have gone and grabbed a bracelet for Mandy as well, so they could match, and that would be the reminder of Jennifer together. And then she would end with Varun and say goodbye, and just like, let me know, I don't know, write me a letter if you find Shadow, because I give him my, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle earrings to give to Shadow they're ever found.
Whenever they're old enough to get their ears pierced.
I know, if they ever corporeal.
Well, when you go to say your goodbye to Miss Siggy, I totally forgot this detail because it didn't end up coming up. Or maybe it did and I don't remember. She actually applied to college and wants to go and get like major in business ownership. I think the bowling alley was really fun, but I think she probably was overwhelmed with how much it takes to run a business. So she had applied and will be going to college. What's really funny about the Chad Johnson stuff is when I was coming up with the team, I had like a sentence description for each of them, and his was a really hot guy. I don't know. And you know, in my head, Miss Siggy, like, she's not particularly an attractive woman. It's not something she maybe puts, I mean, she likes to do her hair and her makeup and whatnot, but I don't know. So what do we think, listeners? Should she give him a chance?
Yes.
I think she's
been burned before.
Absolutely. I don't think you need to.
So true.
All Chads are bastards.
I don't think you need to talk about like her being unattractive. Like,
I totally
Well,
forgot.
that's just like, I don't know. I think that's maybe why she wasn't catching that it was happening. Because like, I think
Wasn't
he's
even
maybe
on her radar.
30,
yeah.
40. She's not used to that kind of like attention. So she's like, this guy's just really nice.
That was really the one characterization that I did have planned for the characters. I had the cop detail because I wanted to get you like over to the party.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that part, I don't know. I was kind of, I don't know. You said a hot guy, so I was like,
Must get lonely.
let's get lonely.
No, I said must get lonely.
Must
That's what
get
he
lonely.
said earlier.
Sounds
Gosh.
lonely.
It's crazy how much chemistry you have with yourself, Jess. Because the twins arguing was maybe my favorite.
Like favorite character interaction.
Yeah,
I was
it
hoping they could come back
great.
in this one, but there wasn't an opportunity.
Yeah, it felt like stakes were a little higher.
Nothing's funny until Jennifer's death is solved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. That was awesome.
Good work, you guys. You did a great job.
We still need one more coda, I think.
Oh yeah, my fault.
Yeah. Okay, so I was trying to think of what it would be. In my mind, Mandy is now 18, so she moves out of her house because her mom is abusive. And so she gets out of that situation. And in leaving the house, she visits the graveyard, where she says goodbye to her dad and also visits the new burial site of Jennifer, leaves a little token there, gets on her motorcycle, and I think she like visits everybody before leaving. She like gives everybody a little trinket she's made for them, like a little like meaningful gift. I think with the work she did at the mechanic shop, she helps Siggy tidy some final things up around the bowling alley, does all of that stuff, like bunker it down, like fixes one of the the pin depository things. And when Abe gives her the bracelet, she gives Abe like a necklace that she welded together, that at the end has a little locket with a picture of all of the friends in it, to have to remember all of them by. And
It's like the end of an Ace Attorney game.
doesn't do anything to Laurel. Maybe says like peace, and then goes to Varun, as like pulls up on the motorcycle as she's about to head out of town. Goes to Varun, gives a fist bump, and gives him like I think a bracelet. And
I think Varun might say something.
Yeah.
And say, I read those journals. I'm really glad she had someone like you in her life.
I say, and I look at Varun and I say, I'm glad she had you too. And I give him a hug. And as I pull back, I like put a hand on your shoulder and I say, I'm glad you found your grit.
Thank you. It's still a D8. But
Yeah. And I get back on my motorcycle and I take off, leaving the town of Benovia behind me as I
no, it's Benovia
Yeah,
now.
she's leaving it behind.
She's an outsider.
as I take off down the road and it fades into the fog behind.
I think Laurel gave you an envelope of cash also.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
I take the cash too.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take
like
that.
no note, like no note,
Yeah.
no nothing. She
I take it
just
to
has all this money.
start a new life.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had the joke. I don't think I tried to sneak it in there, but when we learned that your mom, Varun, was arrested for the Bay Harbor killings,
Bay Harbor Butcher.
whatever Siggy's.
Red Bay.
What did I
They're
say?
It's similar.
Bay Harbor is Dexter. That's Dexter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're gonna change it to the
The
old
Red
thing?
Bay, the Red Bay killings. Siggy's thought process was like, we got lady murderers, lady marriers. Like, it's getting out of control. It's hard to figure out.
No.
Women could do anything.
Women can do anything. They can
Oh
die.
my god.
They could be horrible mothers.
They can be horrible mothers.
Premarital sex. Oh my god.
That was so funny.
That was so fucking funny.
Oh Jesus.
That was
Christ.
a real good. That felt like a real good like alley oop and dunk situation.
Yeah.
A layup. What I don't know.
Incredible.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
y'all can go if you want. I do have one last thing I want to say really quick, but if y'all want to go, then feel free. I just want to say like that we had a major character death in this, and that is for listeners like that's crazy. Like I'm sure you feel what you feel when you're listening to this, but to us, that was very heavy, very serious, and it's interesting. It's a very, I think you have to keep in mind and be regularly communicating with your players about that stuff, because like it's not only stressful for the person who's dying, but I think everyone around the table, and you just got to make sure you're talking about stuff and the comfort level and safety tools are there for you. Because like I felt in the funeral, the funeral part was a little hard for me. So like it was, but I thought it was good to have for the sake of the character, but just really like I don't know, be aware, be careful. You can fuck these up.
I had wanted to say too, just for listeners, if it seems like there was a discrepancy, because I feel like with our first, non-playable character death, Matthew, there was really a lot of time role-playing the grief and the shock and the whatnot. And because we wanted to try to move the mystery on a little more, there wasn't that much, I think, for Jennifer. But as a listener, it may be confusing. Like we, did this for this, but that's, I think, half of why it was set a week later was so that we could kind of, we didn't want to like minimize this character's death in our characters' lives, but also wanted to be ignited by the murder, call to action almost, I guess.
We did a lot of mourning, I feel like, in our real lives in that time.
I think that Jess and I certainly felt like it was a huge gift to get to do the plot important journals. And I think that was helpful on both ends of like, that was just fun to write. It was fun to process. It also, like, Jennifer had a lot of secrets from all of you. And so it was nice to be like, well, these can be shared, like these can come out at some point. And that was just very nice.
Yeah.
That was a real gift.
Notably, there's also a novel titled The Diary of Laura Palmer.
It's called The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer because I named this after it.
So.
Yeah. And also, to the listeners, people RP'd grief differently too. So if you're like, they didn't grieve enough, well, I think Varun fucking got some balls. And so that is a big thing. That really is a big thing. So, grief shows up in different ways.
Yeah. And it also happened at the end. Like, I think, to Tori's point, it's like, with Matthew, it was like the beginning of the session versus Jennifer was at the very end of the session.
And also the glue to our group, truly.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, you saw with all of your coda endings, y'all dissipate. Y'all fucking
That's a good point.
disbanded.
Yes.
No Kids on
It's
Bikes
so
3. Y'all are gone.
I don't think it happens. Jennifer was the key, I feel like.
Laurel ain't hanging out with them, that's for sure.
Absolutely fucking not.
I'm using your pool.
If anything, I'd keep in touch with Mandy. All right, y'all.
Well, good work. Good work, everybody. Excellent
Thanks for having me.
session. Mfon, can you roll a d6 for us really quick?
Ooh.
Just to choose our next game. I don't know what our list is. We'll find out later, but we'll use your number.
6.
We're going to be playing an entirely different river.
Yay!
Is that what it is? An altogether different river.
Sorry. I said entirely.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Read Play Game. We will see you at a different
At an altogether different table.
Not this table.
A new table.
A new
fresh
table. For
Altogether
the
different.
first time in months. Y'all want a new game so bad, I know it.
Varun comes out as gay.
Please!
Ba-ba-da-ba.